Hello, good afternoon. I am Shavan Folkes and I play rugby for the Miami Sherman and also for the Lickety Dragons in Jamaica. What is rugby, you might ask? Rugby is a sport that was originated in England all the way in the 18th century when it became mainstream in about mid-19th century. So in rugby, there are two different codes. You have rugby league and rugby union. What are the differences, you might ask? Well, let's get into it. First, let's talk about rugby league. In rugby league, you have a squad of 13 versus 13, usually male or female, and they have different versions of the league. You have the 13s and you have the 9s. 13s is 13 versus 13 players on the pitch, and 9s is 9 versus 9 on the pitch. Main difference is the number of players and the length of the time. In 13s, you have a 40-minute by half, and in 9s, you have a 9-minute by half. So each match comprises of two halves of either 40 minutes or 9 minutes per half. In my general opinion, I prefer league since it's more beneficial for me since it's not it's fast-paced, but it's not as continuous as the other version. In rugby union, you have 15s and 7s. Rugby unions is 15 by 15, men or female, and 7 by 7, which is more mainstream, which is fast-paced, and then a subversion. So the main difference is for rugby league is that you have 5 sets in the game before a turnover. But in rugby union, it's going to be a continuous place until there's a foul or impediment in the game. So what is rugby? And the basic of rugby is you have a ball, you have to carry across the line to make a touchdown, as you call it in America, to gain points. So each touchdown or try is 4 points, and the conversion is 3 points. In rugby union, the main difference is that the game is continuous. Rugby league has the set phases, so I am not as fit, so I do not prefer union, but I do play union as well. So at least in league, I get a few breathers, I get to switch and go on the bench. But in union, it's continuous until there's a foul, and the game doesn't stop until there's an impediment. Why play rugby, you might ask? Rugby builds camaraderie, brotherhood, and it's a great social event. Each time you play a rugby game, once the match is over, we're all brothers on and off the pitch. So you can go and have drinks, and it's a great bonding for everybody. I prefer rugby because it is more beneficial, and it made me meet a lot of great persons that I still know to this day. Even coming to America, we have a lot of good friends that I still play rugby with up to this day. I even met some guys from St. Thomas University that still play rugby, and we're great friends up until this day. So the main similarities in both games is that when you start a match, you start with a kickoff, where one team kicks the ball to the other team, and then the game basically starts from there. So during that, the person with the ball is the ball carrier. They carry the ball up to the field. The main goal of the game is to carry the ball across the line to make a touchdown or a try. Once you do that, you get a conversion, and then you restart the sets from there. If it's league, we call it sets, and if it's union, you just restart the whole segment again. What I like about rugby league is that it gives you breathers and a lot of rest time. Since I'm not that physically fit, I'm not as up to speed as some of the faster guys. But in case there's an infringement on the field, because you only are allowed to pass the ball parallel or behind, you can't pass the ball forward. So then we consider it a foul. If there's an infringement or a foul on the field, then they will call something like a scrum, where they will have 7 guys from both teams converge in the field, or what we call a scrum. And then from the scrum, they have a playoff or kickoff, and then they restart the segment from there. So rugby is a very great sport, and I do continue to play while I'm in America and try to get better as I go